Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and this week I press record. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, E3, she's gone, she's made an impact in our life. Obviously there was lots of information come out over E3. So I just pretty much want to talk about the things that I found interesting and the things that I will potentially be buying. So the first thing I want to jump into then is EA, as they was up first. And it was a good conference. They're showing us stuff. There was nothing which was a surprise because we pretty much knew everything was coming. What they shown was fantastic. Like Battlefield looks great. Titanfall 2 looks fantastic. And pretty much everything that's shown, I was like, yes, this is good and this is what I expected. But out of all the conferences, EA is the one that pissed me off the most. Now, the main reason that pissed me off is because there was like, right, here's this great game called Battlefield 1, which looks to be the best thing I've ever seen. It's just, oh, it's glorious. It's yeah, I just sat there with my mouth open all the way through it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. But the problem is, there was like, yes, we're going to now do a 64 v 64, whatever it is, and let's cut to it. And then instead of just jumping in, they had to interview every person that was going to it. And all they did is give it to celebrities that blatantly didn't want to be there. And like, half of them can't play games. Even some of them says, when there's like, what's your tactics? I don't know. I don't play computer games. Do you want to be here? Nope. And it was as bad as that. And it really pissed me off that they decided to give it to these celebrities instead of giving it to some gamers that have been dying to get their hands on it. Now, yes, there was a handful of people, there was like Stone Manson and stuff like that playing it, which they did need because obviously when there was cutting between the different screens, they had to cut between the good players because when they cut to the celebrities, they were just shit. And the best thing out of it is it Zac Efron? When he came up, he was like giggling and coughing a little bit, and I was like, is that boy stoned? And then next minute Snoop Dogg walked in. I was like, yes, everybody is stoned. And then halfway through when it was playing, it cut to Snoop Dogg, who had a massive joint hanging out of his mouth. So yes, it was quite funny from that side of things that everyone was stoned, but it was a bad decision for EA to go, let's get a bunch of celebrities to try and sell us a game. Because I don't understand the mentality. Do they think we might sell more copies because celebrities are playing it? Because I tell you now, you're fucking mad if you think that's the case. I'm buying Battlefield because it's Battlefield. I don't care who's playing it, I just want to play it because it looks tits. And the other thing that EA's really, I just don't understand the decision behind this. Battlefield 1, amazing, cannot wait to get my hands on it. Titanfall 2, when Titanfall 1 came out, it was one of them games that really surprised me because it just played so well, the parkour, and it was just a cracking different shooter. You've got like your realistic-ish ones like Battlefield, you've got your crazy Death a Second Call of Duties, you get your Halo. So each genre has like, each game does something slightly to the genre. And Titanfall was fresh and new, and I was like, this is brilliant. And then when I was looking at Titanfall 2, I was like, definitely, day one purchase, I'm having some of this. And they're releasing them 1 week apart, which makes no sense. Even if they gave Titanfall a month head start, that would be brilliant, because I wouldn't be able to wait for Battlefield. So I'd buy Titanfall, and then when Battlefield come, I would just put Titanfall on a shelf and ignore it for 6 months to 9 months, and then I'll dust it off and put it back in again. So at least that way they got 2 sales. But to bring Battlefield first, and then a week later to give us Titanfall, it's suicide, because I'm not buying Titanfall. There's no point. If I've got Battlefield in my hands, I won't play Titanfall for... if I got it, I'd play it that night, definitely, granted. I would put it in and see what it's all about. But then when all the lads come online, we're all going to be on Battlefield. And I assume a lot of people are going to be like that, because I've asked all the mates and everyone says the exact same thing. And why go out and buy Titanfall at full price to shelf it when I can buy it in 3 months, 6 months when I want to play it and it's cheaper? So I just don't understand the mentality of they own 2 fantastic FPSs and they're going to release them at the same time. It just seems stupid for them to do it. And then next up, I'll just jump into Ubisoft, because there's only one thing I really want to talk about that, or 2. Watch Dogs 2 looks really, really good. Like, a lot of people bashed on Watch Dogs 1, and I don't know why, because I enjoyed it. And, well, I do know why. A lot of people was like, oh, I got downgraded to hell with the graphics and stuff. But again, I thought it played well, and I enjoyed it because it was something different. Now, Watch Dogs 2's come out, and to be fair, I was worried it might just be a case of let's just pick up the whole entire game and drop it into another map, because many games do that, Assassin's Creed. But it seems like they've actually built on the hacking side of things. The new map looks glorious. Everything they've done feels like they've actually made another game and not just dragged it across, because Ubisoft tend to do that quite a lot. So Watch Dogs looks amazing, and the thing which blew me away, and when I first saw the reveal trailer last year, is Wildlands, and that looks really good. And because obviously it's going to be a co-op game, I just can't wait to play that one with my mates. So to the bulk of this video then, obviously the Microsoft conference, the one that's going to affect me the most. Just to start us off, just with a few of the updates that they said. The first announcement is Xbox Play Anywhere, which seems to be a very good decision, where the new games that they're going to be making are going to be Xbox Play Anywhere, which means if you buy it on the Xbox, that means you get it for free on the PC, and you can play it on the PC without having gold, and your save games are automatically synchronized, which is good because it's not a massive feature I'm going to love, but as I said in the past, I don't like PC gaming, and I definitely won't go out and buy a game on the PC because I don't play on the PC enough. But if I'm downstairs and I'm playing a game and it's Play Anywhere, and then Joe says get off, I want to watch some TV, at least I can scurry upstairs, power the PC up and just continue playing, saves synchronized across. I don't need to buy another copy, and it just works. So I'll use it occasionally, but I think it's a fantastic feature, and obviously some people are going to use it more than me. One other cool feature they announced was Xbox Arenas, and I really like the look of this because on Battlefield there was a kind of way you could set up challenges between your friends, and it was good, but it was slightly complicated how you got into it, and it sounds like Arena's going to be that case. Like, we'll be able to set challenges up between friends, which is good because we do like a good bit of competition. You got games like Rocket League, which is weird, Rocket League, but you don't actually go in a league in Rocket League, which is really annoying because we want to start our own little group and get in there, and there is a kind of thing that you can go up, but it's not like a league. It's not like when you play FIFA as such. So fingers crossed we'll be able to do things in the arena, so we'll be able to actually go up the leaderboard within that. So we need to see more about it, but I am excited for Xbox Arena. One thing that's made me very happy is they said they're making more dedicated servers and local to you, which is good because Xbox 360, the live service was perfect. The downtime was pretty much non-existent. There was never any droppages in the parties. It was really good, and it was once in a blue moon when it did have a hiccup. As for the Xbox One, it's a lot more problematic. There's times that we can't jump into parties, or if we are, we just all get kicked out, or well, we don't know we get kicked out, we just notice no one's talking for a bit, and then notice, oh, everyone's not in the room. So it happens more often than I would like it to. So fingers crossed this injection of new dedicated servers is going to rectify that issue. And the other big thing, which I'm so happy we're getting, it seems minute, but is background music. So within Xbox you can obviously snap applications, which means you can snap music, but it means it has to stay snapped, which is really annoying because, yeah, snapping's great, it's cool to have something on the side, but your window slightly shrinks, and it's annoying when you don't need that item snapped. If you want to play a game and watch TV, fair enough, you need them both on the same screen, but you don't need it for music. And when we play games like Minecraft, they're the kind of games that we can play for a stupid length of time, and to hear that Minecraft music over and over again kills me. And the worst thing is, on a 360 when we used to play Minecraft, we did have background music. I used to put the Witcher soundtrack on all the time, and it worked perfectly. Whereas obviously on the Xbox One, we've had to wait nearly 3 years to get this feature, which is a shame, but the feature's here now, so I'm very excited. So onto the games then. The first big announcement I was quite shocked about is Minecraft. Now they're adding a few more things into Minecraft, such as, I don't even know how to explain it. It's fun little mini games that they're going to be adding, which is good. I can't wait to play on them. But they're bringing dedicated servers, which is the thing that's annoyed me the most with Minecraft, because when we first got announced with the Azure servers, I was like, brilliant, and then we purchased Minecraft. I was like, right, they're going to combine the two and we're going to get dedicated servers, and it never happened. And I was like, oh, it's so annoying. And it got to the point where I kind of abandoned that dream and thought it would never happen. But they are bringing dedicated servers, which is fantastic, and the main reason I'm so excited for it is for anyone that's not played Minecraft, when you create the world, the person that creates the world is the owner of the world, and I will make a world, and I think our world we played around about 200 hours and there's about 4 of us. So you're talking about 800 man hours onto this one map. And it's a good, decent map, but the problem is I am the owner. So if I'm not playing it, no one else can. And it's really annoying because it kind of stops me playing Minecraft, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I really fancy playing it, but I know if I play it, then my friends will jump onto it, which is what I want, but then I will want to go to bed at one point and I know I'll have to kick them all off, and then everyone gets the Minecraft buzz and everyone wants to continue with our world, and then I feel like I've kind of set them all up and everyone's excited for the game, but I don't want to play the game, but I feel like I have to because I'm the owner of the world. So it's a really annoying thing with Minecraft. Obviously PC users don't really have that problem because you can host it yourself, but with Xbox it was a problem and now it isn't. So the next thing, which it wasn't a surprise, I did think it was around the corner, but it looks way better than I thought, and that is Horizon 3. Now it's set in Australia, everything about it looks great, the cars look great, the map looks great. I was like, this is good, tick, 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 I'll be buying this. But then they announced it's going to be co-op campaign, which, oh, this is what I'm waiting for, because as you know, I play heavily co-op with my friends, and Forza was good because you've got the online modes, and you also had like a challenge mode where both of you had to go out and complete a challenge at the same time, and they was fantastic. So it seems like they've taken them core elements and built on it, and it's a very easy drop in, drop out kind of campaign thing, so I'll definitely be getting that on day one. Next thing that came up was a surprise, and that is Dead Rising 4. Now, Dead Rising 3 obviously came out when the Xbox was launched, so we're talking nearly 3 years ago, but it still feels like it wasn't that long ago in my mind, so I was surprised when number 4 was announced. It looks good, it's set at Christmas and it's released at Christmas, so I'd definitely be getting that just because it's a great combo of listening to Christmas songs while just stamping on zombies' brains. But the biggest zombie style game that I am excited for is State of Decay 2. Now, I don't know how many people actually played State of Decay 1, but I really enjoyed it because it wasn't just a case of going around and killing zombies. It was a case of finding pockets of people, helping them out, getting a church and doing it up, putting defences in, putting crops in, and it was really good to see the different side of zombies. Instead of just killing them, it was actually surviving with them around. And I loved it, but the one thing that really pissed me off about the game, and you've probably guessed it, no co-op, no online player whatsoever, but this one it's going to be 4-player co-op, so that I'm definitely day one, as soon as it comes out, cannot wait to play that. And the last big thing really from the Xbox conference is the game that stole the show for me out of everyone's games, and it might not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine because I love co-op. And I did say I was looking forward to it. I think I said it on the last video, I don't know because I did it twice. And it was Sea of Thieves. Now, when we first saw that, I was like, this looks good, it's co-op, it's pirates, it ticks every box. And then when they showed us the full-blown trailer this time, it looks great. It looks, it's fun. That's what all I can explain in is fun. And when it was out at sea, well, the thing that made me laugh the most is there was running across the island, then they get on the boat and they all have to work together to actually bring the anchor up. I was like, this is brilliant. And then they got into a ship battle, and what I noticed is when one of the cannons fired, the cannonball went into the air, and where it hit the boat, it made the hole. And I was like, ooh, and I noticed straight away, because normally sometimes if you hit something, it can just a random part breaks off. But the hole was exactly where the cannonball hit. So that made me go, right, this has got potential here. And then it cut to somebody running underneath the ship, and you could just see all the water pulling in, and they're trying to plug the holes, and I was like, yes, this is the game for me. So yes, Sea of Thieves is a big must for me. Oh my god, I hate my camera. It's now flashing in the corner to say the battery's running low. It makes my life hard. Oh, and the other last thing I want to talk about is something that was announced at the Microsoft conference, but it's coming across all platforms, and that is Gwent. Gwent, the card game. I did speak last week saying I pretty much play no card games whatsoever, apart from I did enjoy Gwent inside Witcher, and now they're bringing a fully fledged Gwent game. So, yep, I shall be jumping into that, and that's going to be a ridiculous amount of hours lost. So that leaves us with the big 2 announcements when it comes down to hardware for Microsoft. Now, I made sure I didn't see any of the leaks or anything like that, but I kind of heard a rumbling about a new console. So they come out and says we've got the Xbox One S. Now it looks a very nice piece of kit, but straight away I was like, it's not for me because I've got the console. I don't need to upgrade just to make it slim and sexy, but when my console goes pop, I will buy a One S. So this is going to be pretty much the Xbox. It's got you've got 3 different ranges when it comes down to the actual hard drive size. It doesn't come with a Kinect because obviously trying to keep the price down. But one cool thing that Microsoft said, which was after the conference, is if you have got a Kinect for your original Xbox and you do want to plug it in, you will need to get an adapter, and the adapter is free. You just contact Microsoft, and because you've already purchased an Xbox, they'll ship it off to you. Obviously not going to put them in the box because it's a waste of money because a lot of people will bin them. So yes, I was like, right, there you go, that's what the rumbling is. It's the Xbox One S. And then right at the end of the show, they released Scorpio, and I was like, right, that was a shocker. Now, I have spoken in the past videos, there was a rumbling about we could potentially get a modular console. I didn't think it was going to be announced just yet, and it isn't a modular console at all, but I thought what I was thinking is going to be a couple of E3s down the line. But yes, they have announced a new 4K ready Xbox. Now, they've given us a technical spec, and I will not bore you by trying to repeat it all or trying to read it off a piece of paper underneath the screen, but it boils down to it's going to be running at 6 teraflops. A few people are saying, well, that's not enough to run at 4K and 60 frames a second because PCs can't run it at 6 teraflops. But as always, I remind you, consoles are optimized and PC is half-ass optimized because there's too many flavors to optimize for. And as we saw in the past, GTA ran beautifully on 512 megabytes of memory on a 360, but you make that same spec for a PC and it won't fucking run at all. So it shows that console can get more for your buck when it comes down to optimization. So yes, I'm very looking forward to finding more information about it because they've kind of just teased us and says this is going to be the 4K machine. But the thing which has excited me the most is modular's dead, the idea that modular's gone, which is good because I did say I was worried that there was going to be too many different versions, which means it's hard to optimize for. And it sounds like now we've just got the Xbox One S, which is pretty much the Xbox, so just one Xbox, which is the 1080 Xbox, and the 4K Xbox. And it says there will be no exclusives for the 4K Xbox, which is exactly what I said in previous videos I wanted to see. I don't want to see people that can afford the console be rewarded with better games and people be left behind. So they've says it don't matter which one you'll buy, your games will run on both of them, and I think that's the best move for them to do. But the thing I really like about the way they've done this is they've done backwards compatibility, which is bringing the 360 collection over to the Xbox One. We've not obviously got every game, but they're going for them. Each month we're getting new games, and they said we could potentially bring in the original Xbox One over as well, which means if that's the case, everything works with everything. So if you've got something from the Xbox or the Xbox 360, it works on the Xbox One or the 4K. Games that work on the 4K work on the Xbox One, which is just perfect. That means no matter what game, what year, and what version console you got, will work across them all. Obviously, the high stuff's not going to work on the original 360, but the point is, for this generation, you can get your hands on everything you've purchased within the ecosystem of the Xbox. Yep, and then the battery died. So to sum up then with the Scorpio, will I be getting one? It's a mixed thing at the moment, mainly because you don't need to buy it because I can continue to enjoy the same games on the Xbox One. I can guess that they're probably going to be releasing this next Christmas, which gives me at least 18 months to save for it. So it is doable. I can just start putting 20 quid away or something like that for now. Obviously it depends on the price point, but the other thing is I do need to buy a 4K television to be able to enjoy this. So there's a few things that it's going to have to make me want to get it, but at the same time I potentially will, because yes, the TV needs to be upgraded to 4K, but that's not too much of a problem because TVs are dirt cheap at the moment. And the thing is as well, gaming is my passion. I've only decided to stay with one console now instead of jumping on to Nintendo and PlayStation, so my gaming budget is smaller. And like I said, it's my hobby. People spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on watching football and season tickets, or people go out drinking, and to be fair, people can go out drinking for about 5 nights and spend around about the same cost, the same price for a console. So yeah, there's a very high chance that I will need to get it. Plus it's going to be shiny and new and I'll be like, ooh, Woo! So yeah, there's a high chance I'll be buying that on launch, but we'll see. There's plenty of time for him to explain what extra features you get, what it looks like, and what the actual price is going to be. So let's move over to PlayStation. Now PlayStation's one of the conferences I didn't actually sit all the way through, mainly because I haven't got a PlayStation, but there is a few games in there that has made me gone, they are very sexy. Now Detroit Become Human is the first one that I saw, and I was like, this, as soon as it started I was like, this to me screams Heavy Rain, and then within a second I was like, yes, this is a Heavy Rain style game. But I do like the setup, how you actually play as an android, and it looks like it's going to be very dark, especially how they're showing a kid being thrown off a roof from the get-go. So that set the tone, and I was like, yes, this is dark, this is something I'll actually play. But the one that stole the show for me for PlayStation is Horizon Zero Dawn. Now that game, it looks fantastic. The graphics look great, the gameplay looks good. I like how she had to bring down one of the robots with bombs and rope and a bit of everything. But the thing that made me go, this looks good, is because it just looks different to everything else. A lot of games tend to have to rely on pinching a bit of this and a bit of that, but that looked fresh and new. But the thing I really do like is how it's like old meets new. She's dressed up in wolf skin and all these other bits, so you see old, and then these robots are coming out and that screams new, but yet she did say this is an old relic. So I don't know what the story is on that, but I'm very fascinated by that game. And if I did decide to get a PlayStation 4, that game is a must for me. But the biggest shocker of the conference is, as I said, I didn't really look too much into the rumours, but I did see that PlayStation had a new console, and I was like, this is definitely going to be at the conference, and it wasn't. Now, the PlayStation Neo got leaked out along with its hardware spec and all its different bits and bobs. So I was expecting to see it. Now there's two different rumours floating around at the moment. One is that the actual hardware spec that was released works out to crunch numbers at 4.6 teraflops, whereas the Xbox Scorpio is going to be banging them out at 6 teraflops, which is a massive difference. Now, one of the rumours is that Microsoft came out and did surprise PlayStation, which is the case because there has been articles saying it was a surprise for PlayStation. So obviously Microsoft will come out and says I was done 6 teraflops, and if it's true that the PlayStation only bangs out at 4.6, they canned it last minute and decided not to show it. But then there's another rumour saying that Microsoft wasn't even going to announce the Scorpio. The only reason they did because that was also leaked out, and they says, well, if everyone knows about it, we might as well show them. But I think there's a bit of truth in both, because I do think Microsoft may have been forced to show their hand because they didn't really have much to show off. So it does look like it was a potential last minute rush. But at the same time, it does make sense because PlayStation has been winning the race with the actual units sold because their console is higher spec than the Xbox One, and I do think that is a big majority of numbers, especially when people don't know what they want and they kind of just go, I want a console. If somebody says that's the best console out there because it's a better spec, it does bring people over. So if that is the case and they're only banging out 4.6 teraflops, it makes sense that they're going to run away because they cannot be beaten by Xbox. So it wouldn't surprise me if next E3 the hardware spec that was leaked at magically changes and it bangs out 6.6 or something higher. So mark my words, next E3 PlayStation will have a new console which will be higher spec than Xbox. So that's pretty much everything covered that tickled me fancy. So the last thing is Nintendo. So yes, Nintendo wasn't really there. They had the Treehouse and they pretty much just shown 2 games, which is Pokemon and Zelda, and they just stretched it out over 2 hours. But it doesn't surprise me because Nintendo's, well, the Wii's dead. I would say it's official that that thing is dead. But the 3DS is ridiculously strong. But the amount of games being pumped out for that is dwindled down to nothing, and with Nintendo they normally make a 3DS, 3DSi, and they love doing different flavours of consoles, but they've stopped doing that as well, which leads me to believe this NX may be a handheld console combo weird thingamabob. So I'm quite excited to see when the NX is announced what it actually is, because Nintendo On the console side, I don't think they've been intentionally pulling themselves back. They just kind of flopped on the face on that one. But as for the handheld market, they have been pulling themselves back a bit. So I want to see what this, I just want to see what the NX is. So that's me done and dusted now. Fingers crossed next week I'm going to press record and I'm also going to charge the battery. So before I love you and leave you, what's the biggest thing that you took away from E3? Was it a game? Was it the Scorpio? What's the thing that tickled your fancy the most at this week's E3? I'm going to shoot downstairs now. I would say I'm going to edit it, but I've already edited it, well most of it, and I can't speak because the battery died, so I managed to edit 20 minutes of the Friday Night Rant, so I just need to chuck this little ending on, and then I'm going to jump into Warframe because I've dusted that off. I did enjoy it when it first came out. I was like, yay, free game, and I didn't get to play it as much as I wanted because other games have come out, and I finished Tropico. My God, that last mission is hard, but yep, that's done, it's finished. So I was like, I want something to just tidy me over now until Battlefield is here, or Deus Ex even, that's the next one. So I've jumped into Warframe and I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm gonna finish this off, jump on Warframe, and then probably babysit for the rest of the night, because I've got a noisy child that has found the fucking Xbox power button. It's finally happened. She's managed to sit upright and find how to press the power button on the Xbox. This is the end of my gaming life now, is it, Jess? Here we go. Oh, it's back on, back off. Jesus Christ. That's it. Oh my God. What do we do? What do we do? I need to find some way to move the console further back or somehow to restrict her hands for, I don't know, the next 6 to 9 years. So, I've tried to say goodbye. I'll say it again. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye.